we've been real bad in practice the last 2 days, and it's good for us to have gone out today and played somebody and just beat them 25 or whatever. Would not have prepared our team for reality. And the young guys, it's like I've been telling them for the last 3 days, we're a month into practice and they're already tired. How the heck are you going to survive at the end of January? And that's the part that that makes it hard to succeed with freshmen. And then our upperclassmen, they weren't much better in practice the last couple of days. They mean well. They've tried. They've been real good in preseason, but they haven't been good the last 2 days. So that translated to very disengaged play from the team concepts, from the ideas that we tried to put in going into the game.
Frank, another game where the front line and like Silva and Gee get in foul trouble early. Just with Gee, is it a freshman learning mistake? And with Silva, what do you tell him about just maybe trying to be less aggressive?
Chris just has to learn how to not pick up those cheap fouls, and he's making a transition as a player. He's got to learn how to go from being an 8 to 10 minute a game guy to being a 24-minute a game guy, and that there's a learning process there. You can play the game a certain way when you're going to play 8 to 10 minutes with unbelievable energy and just, all the wow plays, but you're going to play 24 minutes, you don't get it. You can't take chances. You got to be rock solid, and he's got to learn that. Gee's been real bad in practice. He's been embarrassingly bad. I haven't even put him into practice. He just ran the stairs. So for him to even resemble a good player today wasn't going to happen. He's going to be fine. He's just got to learn.
Kind of to your opening point, but you had, with about 2 minutes remaining, they had the back-to-back dunks that kind of sustained the lead and got you going in the right direction after they kept coming back in different times. With those older guys, how important was that for your younger guys to see what it's like to sustain down the stretch?
Yeah, I think someone just told me, Derek Scott just said that I think they scored 3 baskets in the last 6 minutes of the game or something like that. That's when they cut it to 4. So we locked in and did a better job, and we weren't very good today. To be good defensively, when you play good teams like these guys are, that got older players that know how to come at you, to be good defensively, you have to practice against certain things. And our second group was not very good in practice. So then the older guys started taking plays off, and that doesn't prepare you to win. But like I told you guys a couple days ago when I met with you guys, and these first handful of games, the mettle of this team is going to get challenged. And I go back to what I said at first. Those guys, I told the guys at halftime, I said, these guys ain't going away now. These guys, they're not going to budge now. And they didn't. And we came out, scored a couple baskets, looked like we getting away. Our guys, bad practices. So we immediately kind of took a step back and relaxed, and you play good teams, and they don't let you relax. But it was good to see us. I think it was a 4-point game with 7 minutes to go or something like that. It was good to see our guys lock in and figure out a way to close out a very good team that's won a bunch of games. I mean, this team went into Ohio State last year and won, I just saw the film, pretty easy. It's, they're missing that guard from last year's team, but they got old guys. They know how to play.
Frank, with the next game coming up on Sunday, how do you go about game prepping for Holy Cross? Do you look at their film and try to put in concepts, or is it just let's try to be fresh and play as good as we can?
Yeah, they're into Bruce Schingler right now. As you guys that have been around me know, I don't watch film until the previous game's over. I don't want my mind wandering to the other team. And so Bruce and I will meet. He's meeting with the players now. Bruce and I will meet tonight. I'll be up as long as I can stay awake to watch film, to prepare for practice tomorrow. Bruce and I and our staff will meet in the morning, and then we'll lay it out for the guys in practice and kind of put together some of the things that we think we need to do. The problem, Dave, is if we're as non-attentive as we were preparing for this game, we're going to get embarrassed on Sunday because those people don't just stand around and dribble. Those guys, they're passing, they're screening, and they're cutting. And you better be rock solid and your principles defensively. And they're an NCAA team, so they know how to win.
First half foul trouble with the big guys. What do you think Rand gave you when he came in and played a lot?
Yeah, he gave us energy. You know, Rand missed probably 7, 8 practices when he kind of hyperextended his knee, and it kind of put him behind, and he still doesn't understand some of the stuff that we're doing. But he came in, it's what I've been telling him, just play with energy, man. Just give energy. And he did. He came up with some rebounds. He ran the court. You know, he provided us with positive plays. But then he got tired. That's on me for playing him so many straight minutes. And then he just kind of accepted playing behind their center. And, you know, that's the one thing in our defense that you never, ever do is play behind in the post. And he played behind in the post, and we gave up, I want to say, 3 straight post-ups to number 24, and not just play behind, but then let him turn to his right shoulder and score on us. And but he, you know, Rand needs to keep working and learning what we do so he can help us. I really think Rand Tutt will help this basketball team.
Hey, Coach. PJ hit that opening 3, and then afterwards looked very comfortable with his shot and just on the court overall of the night. What do you have to say on his performance?
Yeah, it's PJ. He's so much better. He's light years ahead of where he was at this time last year. He's a lot more comfortable with who he is and what we do in college basketball. He's a lot just more comfortable there. As you can see, last year he looked gun shy. If you remember, there's certain shots he wouldn't take. Now he's being aggressive. Now what he needs to do is make some of those aggressive layups that he's kind of creating off the dribble, and he's got to convert those. He can't miss them. And then defense, like he had some hard defensive matchups today. Little jet, quick, explosive guards. He couldn't guard those guys last year. This year he can, and he's worked at it, and he's gotten pretty good. But he still tends to relax every once in a while. And when you relax and you're playing a good team, they find you and they go at you. And that happened to him a handful of times, but he's light years ahead of where he was at last year.
Coach, you said after the exhibitions on Sunday the benefits of playing with upperclassmen, and again, Sin tonight shares like that game against Newberry, game high, actually, in points, rebounds, and assists, at least a tie for that. Where is he at right now? Is he almost in a midseason form, or is he also needing to take his game higher to that level from what you've seen in practice?
Yeah, and understand this, he didn't play well today. He was not zoned in the way that he has been every day this preseason. But he's a real good player. He's a real good player, and he understands what it takes to win games. Like, for example, Perry Clark came to see me, Tuesday morning, I don't remember, Tuesday morning. He said, Frank, I'm not comfortable with our matchup on McCree off the power forward spot. And so I said, I kind of agree with you. What do you think? And he says, we need to put Sindarius on him. Well, he takes the preseason player of the year in Conference USA and does a real good job defensively on him. Conversely, the problem is that he and no one else did a very good job on help side defense. And that comes from not practicing well. But Sin's a real good player. Sin, he plays to win. And I know this. I go home every day, and I'm real happy he's on our team.
Coach Jarrell Holloman got 14 minutes
How
tonight.
about that?
Talk about his kind of development as a player in your program.
Yeah, he's worked his tail off. Last year he was his first year with us, and he'd have to practice every day against Michael Carrera and Mendogas, and those guys would throw him around like a rag doll. And he's worked real hard in the weight room, and I really think he's going to help us this year. I really do. He helped us today. I need him to be more aggressive. He doesn't understand that if he was more aggressive, he can really, really help us then. His ball screen coverage has to be better. He wasn't great at that today, but that goes back with the aggressive part. He tends to get too passive, and I'm proud of Jarrell. He's worked his tail off, and he's earned the respect of his teammates, and that's why he's in the game. If he hadn't worked hard, I wouldn't put him in. He's really, really earned the right to get in there and help us.
You talked about the other day about Mike being so scared about going out there and nervous before the game. Was that a little settled down tonight, and what did you think about his performance tonight?
I thought Mike played pretty good. I just couldn't keep him on the court. He just foul. He played pretty good at the beginning of the game, and then it's like every time he went in after that, it was foul. It was hard to keep him in there. Took a charge, tried to protect the rim. So much for the verticality rule. There were 2 plays where he went straight up in the air, and they called him for fouls, So Mike's going to be a real good player for us. Mike wants to be a good player. Mike works at being a good player. I'm still trying to understand him as a player, too. He's multi-talented. He can drive the ball. He can pass the ball. So I've got to do a better job of continuing to understand him as a player so I can put him in different things where I really know he can help this team. But for right now, if he stays out of foul trouble, he can do some good. The other day, what was it, cramps? Yeah, now today was foul trouble, and we got to figure out a way to keep him on the court. Thank you.